That's right, that's my boy Peter L. Peter. He is the ambassador of arts for Africa or something like that. Anyway, he's teaming up with Levite on this one titled Otwa Manguluka. We are celebrating independence this month, so I guess that is in order. Guten Morgen, Herr Besson.
Morgen.
Wie geht's?
Alles gut.
Ach.
Immer gut.
Ja,
wie geht's ja?
Ach, jawohl.
Jawohl.
Short second, my bro. It's a Monday morning. Fabian, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Mix once again.
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen. Yes.
Alles gut.
Alles gut, alles gut.
Copy and paste.
Alright guys, welcome, good morning, welcome to the Morning Mix. Morning to those of you who are already joining the live stream. You can find it up on our Informanté Facebook page. Also share it to the Informanté Radio Facebook page, and of course you can share it and start your own little watch parties with your brass and your brass this. Alright, Mr. Fabian, Neville, where do you want to start with Fabian this morning?
No, you know what? It's wat is vandaag?
Maandag.
It's the 9th
yeah.
of March. We are already out of money anyway, so the drunk driving cases must be less.
Yeah.
so much less than at the end of the month. So maybe we must start there. I think maybe just to give us a roundup as to what has happened over the weekend.
Over the weekend, yeah.
And then we take it from there.
The weekend was an eventful one. There was Kasi Vibe,
yeah,
which was flooded with event attenders that went there. And we were so happy that we were informed on time. We were part of the organizing. And throughout the event, we had undercover officers that camouflage in the event. And this goes to show that and this goes to show that if you have an event of that magnitude and you inform law enforcers, it will be free from incidents such as assault, such as robbery, pickpocketing, because we plan together. After the event, there were visible officers all over. And chance takers, they were already prevented from even trying to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
And this goes to show that it's important for anybody that in future want to have an event to inform us from a law enforcement traffic aspect, so that we are part of the whole shenanigan.
Yeah.
And we were happy that this time around it was incident free and it went well. And those that attempted, they were caught red-handed.
Okay.
However, there were a few hiccups or a few concerns. After the event, some decided to walk long distance back home. They were followed and they were robbed. Some were assaulted. However, it's important when you come to an event like that, if you are staying in Wanaenda, far from Sam Nujoma Stadium, make provision to be taken where you are going. Now you are walking, this guy will trail you all the way from the stadium until you are away from visibility. And that's when they will just assault you. And unfortunately as well, what we have picked up, we have gone into a society where if somebody is robbing you, they don't ask you voluntarily to give what you are having. They will first injure you. And forcefully take what you are having, which is very sad. At least just say, surrender your gadget. If you don't, I'll forcefully take it from you. As opposed to just start beating somebody, and then when they succumb to injury, that's when you are taking what you are having. Because some of this injury can be life-threatening. And what else stood out over the weekend, we had a concern of public indecency. All these people that attend events, they will pee in public. Sometimes they will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, As you can see, we are having there's a cemetery just adjacent to the Semnioma Stadium.
Yeah.
You'll find people urinating there and doing all sorts of social ill. Some will even go in the cemetery with their partners, all those type of things. People like taking chances.
What are you talking about?
Yeah?
Hey.
What are you talking about?
Behave yourself, never.
All we are
Going with their partners.
yes, it happens.
Then what?
That's a story for another day. It's a story for another day. Yeah. So, public indecency was a concern over the weekend. And what we have also picked up, when people are having parties, house parties, they are not informing their neighbors, which is a problem. At times you are having a lot of people coming to your party, and they end up encroaching on the pavement next to your house, or even at your gate. But if you inform your neighbors, they are more understanding. Even if some of your visitors, they park in front of their gate, they will come talk to you in a nice way because you inform them of the event.
Yes.
But now you don't inform them, they end up encroaching or loitering, standing there, and you have an issue as a neighbor. It's imperative when we have an event, you just tell your neighbor that I'm going to have a birthday party, and please be aware and be understanding and so forth.
Yeah, there's going to be some noise and there's going to be some people moving around up and down. Just to inform your neighbor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one item that I like to bring up to the front is it should be categorically made clear. The space in front of your house does not belong to you.
But it's my house.
It belongs to municipality.
When last did municipality come clean that space? That is my space now.
Okay, so that is not part of your. It forms part of the municipality.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Now you find people even beautifying it, putting trees,
Interlocks.
Yeah, but you should just it just maybe because of a shortage of manpower, or because we are not enforcing. However, any adjustment that need to be done there, City of Windhoek need to be informed. You find someone jamming somebody's vehicle because apparently he parked in front of his house. That's not your place. It does not belong to you, and you shouldn't take that radical step. If you have an issue, rather inform us, because at times that's a suspicious person or a suspicious vehicle. Yes.
I love this discussion because I didn't know where Fabian was taking this discussion.
Yeah.
Now I know where he's taking this discussion. So it happens many a times. Cubase, and you know this.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a wedding.
Or braai or
Bride
whatever.
at
Yeah.
Fabian's house. Now, in front of his yard, I mean, the cars are packed. So I have no choice to go and park in front of your yard. Okay? On that space that you are talking about.
Yeah.
Then you come outside. Dan gee jy vir my moeilikheid. Ja, is my yard hierso.
Yeah.
And remove your car, what.
From my house.
There are many of these type of fights.
Yes.
So do I have a right to park there?
You have the right to park there.
Hamba.
Yes.
And me, I have one of those clamping things. I will clamp your car if you can park in front of my house.
The only thing you shouldn't do
Like this
is to
one.
park in front of somebody's gate.
Yeah.
Oh.
To obstruct
Yes.
them
Of
from going
course.
in and out of their
Yes.
yard. Yeah.
Of course.
Then that's no problem.
And we don't seem to understand that aspect.
I see.
And like you rightfully put it, you find aggressive people out there, then they end up confronting the one that parked there, and it just goes out of proportion.
Yeah. Some neighbors, they can, some of them are ogat. Like the man sit by the fence there, he's just waiting for somebody to come park in front of his yard.
But I can't lie to you, to you guys. This has happened to me many a times. That I would see
I know.
3 cars in front of my house. I'm like, man, hoe kom parkeer hierdie boere hierso? They need to move their cars to the
Yeah.
other side.
Yeah.
But I don't do anything about it. It's just that I feel, they respect me nie.
Yeah, who come stand here so? Why can't you go stand on the other side? But it's nice to get some clarity on the issue. It's something that we never really considered. Normally you just feel, okay, it's the person's yard, it's the person's space. You move. Yeah.
And another aspect, coming to the use of CCTV cameras, we have the power and the right to install CCTV cameras at our premises. However, you cannot install CCTV camera in a public space. The moment it's in a public space, it needs to be monitored by City of Window.
Okay.
Because now you are monitoring me, but I'm not interested. You find cameras even outside the yard. It's okay to have a camera in the confinement of your yard, position outside, but it's another thing to have a camera entirely outside, monitoring people that are walking in the street. They can monitor. It can monitor people walking on the street, provided that it's in a yard. But in a situation where the camera is physically outside, monitoring activity outside.
So I can't just go set up.
It's an infringement.
I can't just go set up a CCTV camera there at Soweto Market and just, watch a movie.
No, if you do, then you should surrender the monitoring to us.
To the city police.
Like what has been done in a lot of neighborhood areas, they have, because they have financial capabilities, we are monitoring those cameras. And there are certain specifications that we look at as well.
Never smile there. You have been watching too many CCTV cameras now.
But interesting.
Yeah, Fabian, this weekend I think also marked the not really marked, but it was Operation Namib Desert in full swing. We are officially done with Kalahari now. Is there any updates in that regard?
Because of public outcry, as you rightfully put it, Namib Desert was launched, which can be observed everywhere, especially at night, where any situation is likely to happen. And this weekend, it was not different. They were positioned in the riverbeds. Even at Kasi Vibe, they were there in full swing. You could see them with their AK-47 patrolling inside the Semyama Stadium. But the main aim is not to install fear, is to prevent. We are going in that direction where when you see a police vehicle or you see this team, it's a deterrent by itself.
Yeah.
That's what we want to inculcate. But there is no way somebody out of his rightful mind will just come and slap you, as allegations were said in the past. There has to be a just cause, And as officers and part of an entity, as part of a group of correctional service, NAMPOL, every action that we do is directed at making sure that we resolve a situation. If there is a few slap here and there, sometimes it comes because we want to find what happened, but it always has to be in terms of minimum force, not going beyond that.
But then if I'm not, for instance, resisting, what is the law enforcement within their rights to assault me?
No. Any assault is discouraged, especially when somebody is complying fully. One should not be assaulted, and that's why, like I said, sometimes I don't even like to term it as that we are assaulting. There are situations which is a situation of life and death, and the only way that you have to get information is critical, and you need to get it through using minimum force. Because time is of the essence.
The reason why, you see, it's good that it's only the three of us as men here discussing this issue. And I hear where you come from. Masovar, our human rights sister out here, it would be a full-blown discussion now. And a debate now that you can't assault anyone. Even if it's minimum force or whatever, you need to take somebody in, charge him or her, and interrogate. But you can't giving a few slaps, what. It's against any person's constitutional rights.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not terming it as assault.
I understand.
But let's put it this way. In the Police Act, there's provision that has been made, provision for minimum force. It's in the Police Act. Until that is amended, is changed, we have what we call minimum force.
What is minimum force?
Yes. But if minimal force is infringing on my constitutional rights, then we have a problem, no?
That's what I'm saying. If society as a whole have a problem with minimum force, then the act needs to be changed.
Okay.
You start there.
Okay.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
There will be some comments about that one.
I want to hear, yes.
You are instigating.
I'm not instigating.
What's minimum force? All right. Just your final words before we let you go this morning.
My final word is that we are civil servants. I like to emphasize on that, meaning that the only difference between me and Neville is that I'm wearing uniform. But on any other given day, if I'm off duty, I will wear like him and go about my normal business. So it's important that we come from the community, and once you lose that public trust as the law enforcers, when you are going to enforce one day, people will have no respect for you. So it's important that our conduct at all time should not be separated from our private life.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it affects our ability to enforce and to do our jobs at its best. Because you find situation where an officer would say, I was off duty. Off duty or on duty, it should be the same. There should not be a disconnect. And for us, we are simply saying to public members, our offices are open. If there's a complaint you want to lay against us, or there's an issue that is disturbing you, we will not turn a blind eye. We had a situation of GBV. Public members will come to us, we advise them, and GBV cut across all sections in terms of poor, rich.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And even civil matters, even though civil matters, one has to go the civil route, we still advise public members to come to us. We can advise them, or we can talk to the offenders. We don't necessarily say because it's a civil matter, we will not attend to it. We will attend to it in terms of giving advice and in terms of allocating the third party, or making sure that you have solid evidence that you can use to put away this person that has offended you. Other than that, it's a brand new week. It's a Monday. And we wish everybody a very productive day ahead. And thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure. We will be seeing you again next week. And of course, if anything pops up during the course of the week, we will be getting in touch with you.
Thank you, sir.
Just in closing from my side, Sergeant Fabian, my whole life I've seen you in this attire. And if I see someone in the official attire, as jy mense mos service gaan aantrek, then I can't recognize them.
Like, hey,
so if I walk past you one day
and you're not
and
wearing
I'm not
your uniform,
greeting, please just make sure to greet me, because sometimes I don't. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm also celebrating my own right.
Okay.
So it will just be two celebrating ignoring each other.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right. Let me check out a few comments while we wait for Maria to step into the studio. Benito Natibi saying, good morning, guys. Why no sound, Mark Robert Bernard? Yeah, I think that was in the beginning of the video.
Okay.
But it's sorted out now. Good morning, Fabian and Ricarda. Hey, this is the first time I've seen this name. Ricarda Awa Aces saying, good morning, guys. Lohadi Adao, good morning, my people. Vason Siso Gertrude Moahi, good morning to you guys. Oh, too many good morning Namibias. Morning, y'all. Don J. Mwandi, morning, welcome. Good morning, crew. Tena Nambwa, morning, crew. Tate Fabian, what are you going to do to Michael Amushelelo, who called Akaba, a.k.a. the president, a dog? When is Tatende Itunga coming in? Velam K. Ashipala named that commissioner that was caught drunk and refused to comply with the law. Ngulo Kalupeteka, Welcome back to the show. Good morning, people. Tena Nambwa, Neville, welcome back. Please play in the studio. Don't go AWOL on us. Omes.
No, I won't.
Cubase, that track was dope. Put it on replay as a belief. Peter. Lea Amunyela, yes, people don't inform the neighbors about the parties. Gertrude Mwahi. Oh, Namibia is also like Dubai. That is space information, I guess. Oh, my goodness. Mbakumbaku Suki. Hope white people must hear this, especially Swakop.
Yeah.
Soos om te sê, ons kan pak daarvoor jou join Lani. Jy kan niks like that's municipal spaces nie always daar nie. En you know ne, as hulle veral daai bietjie skoon gemaak het of geharken daarvoor and then you can park in front of their yard. Good one. Morning Maria.
Morning.
Welcome. How was the weekend?
Good.
You don't seem too
No, it's just a stressful morning, but yeah, it's good.
enthusiastic.
Did you see I was barefoot yesterday.
Like you
And
said.
It's par.
It was even Women's Day yesterday.
Yeah. A happy Women's Day. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Belated, yeah.
What belated? Sounds like somebody's dead.
That's my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do yesterday? Was it
No, just got together as girls,
ne?
celebrate ourselves.
Ladies. Ooh. How did you celebrate?
So we just went out for lunch. Or brunch, rather. Brunch.
And just slaying men.
You know, most slay queens
Yeah, and-
when they get together.
Tell us, just discussing how useless we are as
No,
men.
not even.
I know, Maria.
The problem is you guys think you're so important. Like you didn't even feature in our conversation. to
Ach,
be
asseblief.
honest. You didn't even feature anyway. We're just talking about ourselves and empowering
You
ourselves.
walked
and
right into that
bettering
one, Never.
ourselves.
You walked right into it. I Gertrude Mwahi, city of Windhoek is also like Dubai, that the space in front of your house is not yours. Wow. Okay, yes, it is. What's minimum force? It's a good thing Maria was not in
Hey,
studio for that
Maria.
conversation.
Thank God you were not here. I was telling Fabian, said, you know what? You know, if we are busy with an investigation, we have every right to use minimal force. So 1 or 2 slaps is what. Hey, except this is like, I'm Danke Maria Sisoni.
It's a human rights advocate.
Minimum force is unconstitutional.
It's unconstitutional.
Any
minimum
force. let's
Any
be clear.
force.
Yes. Victor Nicanor, can we also use minimum force onto the police? Like, hey.
Okay, raak my aan 'n karakter aan.
Yeah.
Oh, Danke Gau says, so true, officer. Public servants act respectful even off duty. They must. Lea Amunyela, so they are saying they have the right to get physical with us. What does that even mean? Because that is intruding onto my rights. Nadine Benz, morning, welcome. Minimum force, my beep. Okay. Gregory Paka Monte. Good morning, Cubase and team. What a wonderful show. Very informative and educational for the nation. Thank you. Thank you very much. AJ Evangelista. Alfredo, I'm not going to read your comments today. Ek voel maar net so nie. Ja. John Klutter. Die toppie het ook dik geraak. Die tubes staan ver.
Is het nou weer ek en nou weer?
I don't know if it's you or Fabian, man. Julle altyd like chubby.
Ek weet jy praat van my. Hey, gaan speel vertjie.
Good morning, crew. Moenie die kind se stoel gee vir ander mense nie, man. Laat sy haar eie stoel kry. That is now for Maria. John Shombe, good morning. Arsenal fans, Manchester City is waiting for you on Wednesday. We poked them yesterday. We poked them. Bradley Kubisep, Amushelelo must be dealt with. Well. This tribalism cancer is growing crazy in Namibia. Maria, praat toch iets vandaag.
No, I'm waiting for the anchor.
Actually, yeah. Let's you know,
not there.
let's put the comments on the burner for now, and let's dive into the conversation. There was a lot that happened this weekend.
Yeah, there was a lot that happened. It's the weekend that was.
Yes,
like they say.
From the president's visit or
Let's start
surprise
there because
visit.
that happened on Friday.
On Friday, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, on Friday. So Friday, the president went to go visit the SWAPO headquarters and decided to just drop in at the hospital. I'm just playing, guys. It was an official visit to the Karutara State Hospital.
Surprise visit.
Yes. There's a video and, of course, a little story on Informante's Facebook page as we speak. So if you have not checked it out, you can quickly chip out and then chip back in just to go check that out. But Maria, Jason was the most informed of us all.
No, well, I think it started because some pictures were circulating on social media with a flooded floor of supposedly taken at the Karutara State Hospital recently. So the president decided to go and inspect the situation. So he called for, had a surprise visit, so to say, really unannounced. Or it was announced, I think, the last hour. And dropped by with his minister and Mr. Ben Nankobe, the executive director, and other staff members. And they kind of gave him a runaround. Or runaround actually seems like they were running away. No, they took him around.
A little
tour.
Yeah.
And I think from that visit it was then decided, or it was then announced, I don't know if this were plans already in the pipeline, it was announced that there would be renovations this year.
Mass renovations.
Renovations. So for the next this financial budget, though, 2020, 2021, they're making provisions for renovations, major renovations at the state hospital. So we're happy to hear about that. They also did announce that there's apparently another district hospital construction in the pipeline in the Commerce region, so that's good. So I think that was the main thing on Friday. I know, I mean...
Was Hailulu there?
Yeah. I know where you're getting to.
Yeah, no, I think the news was received positively and negative. The negative stuff is because initially we didn't even get news of the renovations and whatever.
Yes.
All we saw basically the video of the president telling a reporter it's just one wall or whatever. And people obviously ran with that. Now as time's going by, we're getting additional information which is that there will be renovations and that there is another district hospital being planned and whatever, which is now positive news. But that's all I have to say.
You know what really caught my attention on this story? It wasn't even, the president's comments or whatever. Like the nurses who were saying they were told to really clean up their workstations early that morning.
Which is so stupid.
Yeah, it's isn't the hospital supposed to be clean irregardless of who's coming to come visit?
Let me tell you why. And I suspected as well, I even joked about it, that I'm sure when they got word, the president come, people were with their brooms and mops. And I thought, you actually do yourself a disservice by doing that.
Yeah.
If the hospital is in a poor state, you want the president to see it in its poor state, so that more funds are made available immediately. Now you play yourself by trying to give. It's like the gas bereis, ne? Gas, and you quickly, try and tidy up, and then the guest lives with the impression that all is well at home. But meantime, your yskas is leeg, you're struggling with certain elements. But how will they know if you're trying to put your best foot forward? And I think that's an unfortunate thing. And I know it happens all the time, because even I think when during Pohamba's administration, when he went to go visit the Oshakati State Hospital, it's the same thing. They were cleaning up hours before his arrival.
But I feel that's a bit, it's short-sighted. I mean, it's a hospital, guys. You shouldn't have to clean just because there's a dignitary coming in that day. The place should be clean, period.
Yeah, I mean, and if it's not clean because it's dilapidated, leave it like that. Let him see it for what it is.
Yes, I mean, the broken pieces
get a bit of a smack on your back if, scolding if it's not clean, but at least... let him see what it looks like on a day-to-day.
Yeah.
Not what it looked like because of the cleaning up that you did.
Now, the one thing that really caused... obviously, everybody is thankful that the government is announcing mass renovations starting as early as April, from what I understand.
Yes.
So we are looking forward to that. And the other story that really made headlines this weekend was Mr. Amshelelo, who's back in the news.
That's probably what made the biggest headlines.
Yes, that was the biggest. What is going on? Is it Mike Roth? You are being cut off or what? Speak.
Ek kan myself nie hoor nie.
Ek kan jou hoor.
Okay, if you can hear me.
Why can't you? Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you here, but okay, gaan maar aan. As long as you can hear me, as long as there's no problem with the sound, it's fine.
Nee,
These mics are not working, so.
No, I can hear you guys properly, guys.
All right, that's
and none of my viewers are complaining, so I think we're good. Well, Michael, I only saw the video briefly, and he was speaking Oshuambo, which of course I do not understand fully.
All right, you want me to translate?
Yes, please.
So Michael says, you know, the dog, basically like the dog is forcing himself on us. We don't want this dog. The dog must go. Futek. So that's, and then the rest I think is in English, but that was the part where he speaks about the president and like calling him a dog is what was in Oshimambo.
And that of course is what raised a lot of eyebrows.
Yeah. It's like the language, yes.
Yes. Never, let's start with you. What's your take?
I must be very honest with you. There was, for a very long time, I had a lot of sympathy for Amushilelo. Especially after he came on our show and everything that happened afterwards, so, and then, and his utterances in the past, I basically overlooked his utterances towards the president. But then again, you know what, it doesn't matter what your feelings are towards the president in terms of the administration. But I personally feel that, there's a certain line that you cross. For me personally, you don't have to vote for the president. You don't have to agree with him. But there comes a certain level of what he's doing at this moment in time that is just unacceptable. And many people who share a lot of social media platforms with me or WhatsApp who don't agree with the president, were extremely aggrieved with what this boy is doing.
Put off, yeah.
So very, very put off. It's just my personal opinion. I think he's going too far. He's way too insulting, and he needs to be called to order.
Okay. We sort of had a mini debate in the studio before you guys came in this morning. And so I'm going to play devil's advocate here. How is the dog any different from Oshipuka?
I don't know. For me, a dog is a dog, and you can't refer to somebody as a dog.
But you can refer to them as an animal?
No, I wouldn't say as a specific animal.
Can I get in?
Yeah.
Well, to assume that there's nothing wrong with Oshipuka is to assume we condoned when that statement was made. I don't recall us condoning what Sophia said. In fact, I recall us rejecting it. All right. It's like it's one of those things. When people play devil's advocate, say, yeah, but what if when this person said this?
No, but Maria, like, look, you're coming at it from strictly your perspective, right? But there are a lot of people who were celebrating Sophia's comments.
Yes, and those people are hypocrites.
Yes,
those people are hypocrites.
That's all I wanted to get to. But anyway, make your point.
Referring to that. Oh,
yes,
okay.
It's
Sorry, Maria. What does Oshipuka mean?
Animal.
It's like an insect, like a roach.
Oh,
like
both of that is wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Let me just, On that, both of it is wrong. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
So for me, it's like what's good for the geese is good for the gander. I don't try and play this politics of, yes, here it's acceptable, there it's not
There it's not,
acceptable.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, if I reject it somewhere, I reject it all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been very clear, I did not agree with Sophia Shaningo, I did not agree. I don't even agree what is Ndilimani when they play their songs and they're insulting their Mushek, what is this guy from the Caprivi region?
Mishak Miyoma.
Yes, they have songs that insult
Is it?
him. Yes. Yeah, and even Hidipo when he left and stuff
What?
like that. And
Yeah.
Yes, and even Siodi Benulenga, there are songs that insult those leaders as well.
Yeah.
And even for that, and I think the conversation I remember yesterday was people saying, yeah, but when Dilimani was playing this type of songs,
Yeah.
you guys were jiving,
jiving.
and now it's a problem.
Yeah.
My position is that wasn't right. My position is this isn't
Yeah.
right. I feel like I don't want when national discourse goes to that level, nobody's listening anymore. At least I'm not. I feel like we should be able to have I don't want to say intellectual conversation, but definitely an adult conversation. If we're claiming to be adults, like I say something and you listen, and then let's have this debate. We don't have to we don't even have to agree, but like let us have a conversation. The minute we kind of take it below the belt, I'm not interested anymore. This is where I chip out. I have no respect, and I definitely don't want people like that in the forefront of whatever revolution we're busy with.
Yeah.
People like Amushelele, these are not the people I want. And these are definitely not the people I will follow. If this is the tone they want to go with.
That they're setting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I understand like being radical is not always about playing nice, but I feel there's a way to play dirty but still keep it. End of the day, we're still cultural. You know what I mean? We're still raised in a sense of like, let's respect each other. So I'm not saying let's play clean, but definitely let's not take it there. You know, because who's listening after that? Then we're just shouting.
It's funny how close to home, if something like this happens, that we instantly feel it. And as I say, I feel it. I don't like that kind of rhetoric. But I remember with a mass demonstration about 2-3 years ago with Jacob Zuma, when they really wanted to unseat him, the Zuma Must Fall campaign. I remember in Cape Town, there were so many videos of hardline colors. Zuma Samasa! Verstaan jy? And we were laughing. I say, man, Zuma moet chip.
Yeah. Or when we're calling, what is his name? The president of the States?
Donald
Trump.
When we're calling him, when we're calling him all types of names, I guess.
What do they call him?
But
A barking circus clown.
But the thing is just that, Henny Sebe, he said it. Now Amushelelo says it. I'm just saying again, I'm not justifying saying you know what, this was never afforded to the previous presidents of this country or whatever.
That's why there's a tribalism underlining.
Underlying to
there
it,
is,
you
yes,
understand?
of course.
And I do agree, Maria.
Yeah.
I was just so disappointed when I saw that. And I say again, we can disagree with each other politically.
Let me ask another question. Is your problem with him calling the president a dog in particular, or just any type? I mean, if he had said this lion is forcing himself on us, we don't want this lion, would it have been the same reaction?
You know what? Whatever it is that you are saying, there's no way that he would ever say this lion is forcing himself.
And also, you need to remember what you
Yeah.
have to say it also in the language he said it, the connotation of what it means in our language. It's not a friendly term. It's not a term of endearment. Let me rather say.
Thank you.
Because I mean, Oshimbwa, like, it's like it's that
Emba.
irritating thing that's just not wanted.
Yes.
Okay, I know. Like I said in the beginning, my Oshiwambo
And I love dogs, by
is
the
not
way,
so
I'm just
good.
saying, yeah.
But I know in my language we also use it as a term of endearment. Yes, of course, it's also used to insult people. But it's like, never lompwa njoma. It's my own die.
Yeah, that's my dog. We don't have that in
Yeah.
Shivambo.
So
You're not my dog.
That's why.
Yeah.
Maria is my road dog.
If I say boy, like if I say you're my dog, it means like you are my, like I'm a puppet master, like
Yeah.
okay, like
It's my hoinkies. I tell them what
like
to do.
whatever
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
So even in that term, it's not even a term of endearment.
Yeah, that's why I was just trying to probe a bit. Like I
But-
said, let me play devil's advocate.
But in playing devil's advocate, now I want to ask something else. I think was it last year or recently? I think Julius Malema had called Pravin. I think he said a dog of white capitalists or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And Pravin Gordhan went to the courts because he said basically sued him because he said it was an insult, and he lost that case because they said it's not a literal. It's a metaphor that can be understood to mean different things and whatever.
Yes.
So he lost the case, like where the court said, like you were not really, because you're not really insulted, to be called a dog or whatever, a dog of white.
South Africa, man.
Yeah. So now I guess let's bring it back home. Is that really an offensive term?
No, it is. For me.
But then also,
I guess the context. I guess the context also kind of matters in which
Yes.
it is said. So it can be disrespectful. It can be sort of endearing.
We're not going to pretend it was said in a respectful manner.
Yes,
like
of course.
let's not mess with our intelligence.
Yes.
It wasn't. But I don't know if, as we're also discussing this on our WhatsApp groups with my friends. Actually, during brunch. One of my girlfriends said, but didn't the president also call Disho like a political prostitute?
Oh, yeah. Those ones also came out. I think everything that we're talking about here, these examples that come out, Maria, are wrong on all fronts.
Yes, they are wrong on all fronts. Let's just be clear. If you, but also at the same time, if you didn't find anything wrong with the term political prostitute, if you didn't find anything wrong with Dengoshipuka, surely you can't now want to find an issue with what Michael said.
Michael is saying.
Yeah. So, let's not play this like some people, it should only apply to certain people and not to others. Right. If we're going to be fair, let us be fair on all fronts.
Yeah.
And if we're not going to be fair, let's be unfair on all fronts.
Then that means we should take Chris Paul off whatever platform he's using.
Did he come and defend?
No, I didn't see anything from him. But you know the things that he has said or that he has posted in the past, and some of the terms that he uses.
Oh yeah, no, Chris Paul is not one to talk. So.
Are of course very unsavory. Moet ik my comments lees?
Yeah, please read.
Oh, okay, and then one last thing. I think that I want to hear from our listeners. Is there ethics in politics?
Yeah.
Is there ethics, and should there be ethics?
Do you leave them at home?
Oh, you do leave them at home? Is it like anything goes in politics? And we're not talking about administration. People need to make a distinction. Like you're criticizing the president on administrative level, which is not what I think Sheila was doing. This was all political. So is there ethics in politics, and should there be?
That is an interesting question, and of course I would be very interested in hearing what you guys have to say. I've always said whether you respect the president, the current president or not, you must respect the office that he holds. Because I'm sure if that was, the president that you voted for or that you are toying behind, if somebody else was doing or calling him all these names, you wouldn't be very happy.
And also, when does it stop? Let's say we get another president. Is it like every time we're not happy with?
We can go out and insult
just go out and say whatever we want.
We need to respect that office, guys, because I'm planning to hold it one day. Dion Kluter. Maria sounds down, maar sy kyk. Wat is skele? Skill van nee man, that's not what skill is. Van ver af. Right, sy wil mos nie camera toe kom nie, I guess. Oh guys, man, please write in English. Maria sounds down, maar sy lyk
skill.
Van ver af.
Hey,
leave those African stuff.
Yeah. Singing, now you're making me look. Even Neville had to come audit. Lea Muniela, leave Amushelelo alone. What's your problem, my guy? Dankie Gau says, Amushelelo moet ingeroep word in die studio. Aibe.
Must we call him back?
Hy sal nie kom nie. Ali van Wyk, or is it Ati? Ali van Wyk, morning crew, regarding parking in front of someone's yard. At least have the common decency to greet the owner of the house you parked in front of. It's like, hey, it's nie ex-municipaliteit se land is so. Oh, Dion sê hy wou gesê het oulik, Maria. Maria lyk oulik van hier af. Joshua Hadula, morning crew, small Namibian quiz. Which political party failed to organize a peaceful demonstration and 3 people were fully dressed in their colors and seen at their H quarters with a small dog? What is the story of a dog wearing a flag? I should really get on social media.
The Namibian even put it in the article.
I saw this dog with colors.
With the colors?
Yes. I saw it somewhere on the WhatsApp.
Oh, Lea. Okay, you guys should invite Amshelelo next time. He must explain his comments.
Let's ask him, Maria. Let him come and explain himself.
I think he's going to one of the, I'm not going to mention it by name, but I think at 11 o'clock he's going to be on one of the radio stations.
Yeah, I know which one.
Yeah.
Okay. Cubase, it's a hou toch op Munene. I'm just going to leave it there. Yeah, finally. It's about time. Katutura Hospital looks like a donkey's behind. Tynes man, my eyes this morning are not proper. Guys in the studio, what's your take on Amshelelo's insult? Or what's your take? And maybe invite him to come and... Okay, let me just move on.
Can I read this? Nicanor Victor says, Hager called Professor Disho a political prostitute, in brackets, a person using for money. Hage in 2015 metaphorically called police officers dogs when they demanded for salary increase. I don't remember that. But anyway. Sophia Shaninga called Dr. Itula Oshipuka an insect. Nangolo Mbumba called the nation poor people. Saki Shangala called Dr. Itula a ghost, Oshilulu.
A what?
A ghost, Oshilulu.
A ghost.
Yeah, a ghost, Oshilulu. And then Amushelo called Hage Ombwa, dog. So if we are condemning insults, then we must condemn all. Nobody is special. We are all human beings. Posted as copied.
Agree.
Yeah. I agree.
You are right on all fronts.
That is basically what we have been saying.
Yeah.
Mbumba called Namibian people. Okay, this is...
Filtatefilia Nango called. There's also a Jerome's Nandilu who says Mbumba called Namibians Afyo Nanye. Hage called Disha prostitute. Henny Saibeb tells Hage to Futsek. Tatefilia Nangolo called Itula supporters monkeys. Chris Paul called Job a son of a prostitute. Shangala called Itula a ghost. Sophia called Itula an insect. Amusha called Hage a dog. Now you're here talking about Amushe. No.
We're talking about Amushe because that is the latest comment.
What is
The same way we addressed all these other things that you guys are bringing up when they happened. Right? So don't get it twisted. We're not condoning one and damning the other.
Excusing the others and so forth.
But then again, you know what? There are some of the things, Maria, that I hear for the first time. And I thank our listeners and our viewers to refresh some of these things. I mean, I didn't know about
the monkeys
Chris
as
Paul
well.
one.
No, the Chris Paul one I knew. I didn't know about the Philia Nangolo calling Gutula supporters monkeys. That I don't recall. I don't recall. And also, Disho, I know he was called the political prostitute. So I'm also learning about some of these things for the first time. But I look, like I said, for me, is if one's wrong, the other is, all of it is wrong. It's not. No. I'm not here to say or try to kind of excuse the others. No.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe from a legal point of view, if they're going to take Amushe on now,
then they must answer for their comments.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it will go that far.
No, of course.
But also, like I said, it will be like in South Africa. It's like, how did dog become, if it's a rhetoric, how is it insulting?
It's all because when we were obviously having the conversation in the studio, Sammy was like, but out of anger, what, like there's no word like idiot or what in Oshiwambo, so we normally use ombwa to when as a quarters for you, it's like Oshimbashi, or whatever you were speaking Oshiwambo.
Somebody said Martin Moroki calls himself a dog.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong.
Who's that, Maria?
Somebody said John Shombe said Martin Moroki calls himself a dog, and then the next one, Estomach says Snoop Dogg. It's also a dog. He embraces it.
I think
this is not America.
Look, I was more taken aback by the footsack than just the term dog.
And to
be honest.
Yeah, and even apart from all of that, if you're listening to the rhetorics of the people around him, I think there are also some unsavory comments made there. Like, this is again why I say, like, there is an element of, like, tribalism in all of this. And I'm tired of us pretending there isn't. Like, there is a level of tribalism. Yeah. Because I can tell you right now, like, during Nyoma and Pohamba's time.
But there wasn't this much just information of institutional corruption coming out. Not that it was not there, but it was not as public. There was not this much discontent with their presidencies.
Why was it not that public?
I actually beg to differ. Actually, I'm not saying this isn't the darkest era, but also, like, it's also very unfair to completely put all of that on the shoulder of the president. But because this is the economy currently. This but what I'm saying is. There was, you need to remember that with Nyoma ruled by the fist, iron fist, everybody knew this. He didn't really care for your opinion or what you really thought. It's how he's known, and people will tell you that served under him. Like, if he said this, like these stories of him grabbing people by the collar in meetings, our president, the former president, founding father. And it seemed like people just accept, like, hey.
Maniki. Kamachon.
Yes,
You're
yeah.
not done.
I promise you. I've heard because I had uncles that were serving, and you hear these stories, and it's just kind of people he just accepted that was his. You remember when he was defending what is the youth leader?
Paulus
Kapia. He came and he defended him. He's like, hey, hands off Paulus, and people you just knew that was the founding father. You didn't question it. You didn't really say too much. And even when the media, like let's say the Namibians of the time, like spoke up, you kind of were in defense of the founding because it's like he's untouchable. And then same with Pohamba to some degree, maybe because he was handpicked. I'm just saying, like, we've never seen, and I do understand that the situation is really bad.
It's
and
different, yes.
Yes, it's different. It's a different era.
Different
and people are more
generation.
aggrieved. And this is the worst it's been for some people ever.
And don't forget how fast we share information.
Yes,
now.
yes. And obviously it's new tech era as well. It's a new age tech era, and people are becoming more conscious and more involved in politics. And I understand it's a different era. I get it. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to pretend there isn't a level of like tribalism in all of this. I can see it from a mile away.
Yeah.
I can see it from a mile away.
I'm not so quick to jump to that conclusion.
Yeah, but that, if you are a Vambo and you are in the Vambo circles and listen to what people are saying, like when they make references to Haga, there's always like some tribal undertone, like.
But then when we were making references to Pohamba and Sem, there was also Divambu, Alte Divambu. So why can't we say Didamara?
Where do I say Divambu?
Like when we were talking about Pohamba and like those comments were also being made during the Pohamba era.
Yeah, but so I'm speaking from I'm talking about me in the Oshivambu circles.
Yes, and
we didn't refer to them like that. We're in the majority.
Yes,
we're
and I'm talking about me in the other
the minority
demographic.
groups.
Yes.
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 They also refer to Pohamba and Nyoma as Divambu.
Okay.
Divambus is bad. Divambus is like.
But I'm not even
Divambus
saying that my issue is not with him being called Didamara. I'm saying it's just if you're listening to the conversations that happen within my community.
I understand. I'm not privy to the conversations.
How they talk about him. It's not necessarily calling him Didamara. This is not what I'm talking about. Just there is a tribal, definitely. There's a tribal
look, I have heard it as well, but I think okay, no, it's fine. You know what? When there is confirmation of tribalism,
there
we
will never
talk
be
about
confirmation
tribalism.
of tribalism.
No, I'm telling you.
I have heard some comments, scattered comments from certain people who that also, you know, give me that pause to say, hey, that's a bit tribalist.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't think it's so
I think it's worse because for me, like being from the majority group and then being privy to the discussions, and we don't even know our own tribalism. So when they say things like this, you know, it's said like it's a normal thing to say.
Yeah.
But it's really not, and there is definitely a tribal undertone. And I mean, I know there are Vambus that will deny it, but it's just like I said, it's because we don't really see the comments for what they are. Like we don't even realize our own tribalism sometimes.
Like in the voice of Ahaba. Okay, play the ball, not the man.
Yes, exactly.
Okay? Yeah.
Play the ball, not the man. Oh, the comments.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments.
Wakonja, jy het geresign, wat soek jy so? Oh, Bradley Kuisep, different era, my foot. This tribalism is so visible, you don't need a magnifying glasses to see this Cubase, Bradley.
It's true, though. I agree with you.
With Bradley or with
Bradley?
Me? Okay, no, I still do not agree, but it's okay. I will let you have your opinion. I think Comrade KK have given bad example to our youth. KK is Uka the number. Oh, Uka the number also made some tribal comments at some point. But you see, some of those comments have become so normalized. Like, even for me growing up in the Herero community, like hearing somebody being referred to as Omwambo Po or Mudorotwa or whatever, that was so normal until you come and enter the rest of the world and you realize, okay, actually, that's not something you should say about somebody.
Normalized it. That's what I'm saying. With a lot of Vambus, they don't even realize that their comments are...
But what is wrong with Mwambo? It's a hero way of saying Vambu.
Yeah, but they don't like being called that.
We don't. No, just like you don't like being called Kwangara. We've normalized Kwangara and it's not a nice thing.
we love it when you call us this Herero. So we also call the others by that, but they don't like it, and we just can't seem
But what
to
is wrong
accept
with the
that.
term Omwampo?
I don't know. You must ask the
it's
Ovambo people.
It's
Because it's usually said in a negative connotation, in a very dismissive way. I am Wambo. Like, it's context. We always have to remember context when you're saying this.
Oh, the Vambu of Nemeria.
it's like the word Omudorfa. Because I understand historically where the word comes from.
Yes, me too.
Was that the first time the Herero saw these people, Omudorotfa, Omudorondu, black,
Yeah.
Omutfa, strange.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from. So Omudorotfa, who's these black people speaking a strange language? That's where it comes from. So every time they would see Damaras, they would say, Baya Mudorotfa. And then later on, it was a way of identifying these people. And later on, it became
derogatory.
Yeah, that's
It's like what's the word that the Ovambos use? Kwangara.
Kwangara.
Also,
Yes,
where it
okay.
started, it didn't start out as a derogatory.
In fact,
term.
it's one of our totems. Kwangara is actually one of our totems, by the way.
What is a totem?
Totem is like house of the snake, house of the, our totem, like Nkwanangobe, Nkwamaranga, Nkwanyoka. It's actually one of, yeah, it's actually one of our totems. But it was people that would kind of
Eat.
Yeah, they didn't preserve.
Hunter-gatherers,
Yes,
basically. Tomorrow will sort out for itself.
Yes, yes. So it still is one of our totems, but like I said, over time it became derogatory.
Yeah.
I see a comment from Selma Thomas saying, "You're here defending him for being called a dog, and you don't even defend your parents when they get insulted by those damn politicians." Let's be very clear. Nobody would stand back and not defend their parents for being insulted. And
Who's that?
Selma.
Thomas.
Yeah.
We are not defending Hage. Okay? I think in reference to what everybody has said, who said what to who, all of that is wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, we're rejecting the type of rhetorics that we're seeing.
We're not saying
In the
that
entirety.
everybody who is sort of on the president's team, so to speak, are allowed to insult whoever they want, and everybody else is not. Nobody is allowed to throw around insults.
The stuff that you're talking here, Maria, about Dilimane, I didn't know. I mean, I would stand
Yeah, because it's in
there.
Ashivambo.
Because you don't understand.
So those insults were there all along.
Yeah.
You must go stand at those rallies with a Google Translate, my friend. You will be shocked.
And in all honesty, sometimes I feel like we've created this mess for ourselves. It's like like they say, it's like raising a child in an abusive home. If a child sees their father beating their mother every day, like they're most likely to become abusive themselves. It's normalized.
Here's a question, Maria. So you think when we voted for Hage in 2014, we didn't know that he's a Damara? There's no tribalism there. It's just his.
Yes, I understand that people. I understand that people use that excuse, or try to use that fact when trying to counter the tribalism comments. But it doesn't mean that tribalism did not exist afterwards, or couldn't come because you voted for him. There is a lot of tribalist undertone in a lot of the things we're saying. There's something else not to be happy with the president, which is fine. Whether he's Damara, Vambo, whatever, you're allowed to have that opinion. But when you use tribal undertone and elements to kind of reject his position, I've heard things like, you can was the Kwangara Salnet.
No, that is just stupidity.
Yes, there's a lot of that, and even within politics, even with the team Swapo now coming in, and they told us, and even if you look at the support base, it was how they were supporting him and rejecting. There was also, again, tribal undertone, So I'm not going to pretend it doesn't exist because majority voted for him. Yes, I know 80% plus voted for him in the previous elections, the first elections, but it doesn't mean that he isn't experiencing tribalism.
Then maybe let's phrase it like there are tribalist factions within the opposition to the president.
No.
Because it's not, you can't use it as a blanket statement. There are some people who honestly do not care that the president is Damara. They are opposed.
I legit just said there is tribal undertone
Yes.
to a lot of it. Meaning it's not in your face, meaning it doesn't apply to everybody, but there's an undertone. This is why I'm not saying if you're against Hage, you're tribalist. This is not, it's never been my comment. I said to a lot of the things that is happening, there's a tribal undertone, and if we study it better and we start sitting back and really looking at comments for what they are, you will see a tribal undertone.
I think once again, we need to stick to issues of concern.
Yes.
And if we want to talk about the state of Karatura Hospital, if we want to talk about fish rot, if we want to talk about mass housing, the failure of mass housing, these are issues that we are discussing on a daily basis. And you know what? I'm just saying again, for what it's worth, come on, man, respect the office. And there's nothing wrong with criticizing the president.
Yes.
And that's we also do have a lot of very loyal, sensitive SWAPO cadres out there. That any level of criticism towards the president is deemed as insulting. Okay?
Insulting him.
Yeah, insulting him.
Yes.
Which is not the case.
Yeah, him the personality, not him the president. You are allowed to criticize your president.
You're allowed to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joram's Nadilu saying we don't have a problem with Hage the person, we have a problem with his administration,
yes, and that's
which
fine.
has failed big time.
Yeah, I have my qualms about the administration. I make no secret of it. I'm very clear in airing where I feel like the administration is failing. I criticize him as my president where I feel his shortfalls are, but never do I take it to that level of personalizing it.
I don't know him personally. I have no right to speak or with any form of authority or over his personality or whatever. I see what I see in the media and in press conferences and what so on. So it's a bit short-sighted also to be attacking him personally. Maar in elk geval, ek dink is my tyd laat ons chip. And Neville, I just wanted, before we go, I wanted to agree with you. We should stick to the issues. Like, for instance, this was probably the first time in how many years that a sitting president went to go visit the Katutura State Hospital. But yet that is not the big story for this week. We are rather talking about somebody, a 28, 29-year-old, calling the president something on social media. So, our priorities are completely wrong here. But in any case...
One last question to you guys. So, from a rate of 1 to 10, how successful or effective were the unconstitutional marches this past weekend?
Oh yeah, there was also that.
I hear the marches are continuing.
It was a flop in Windhoek.
Some of them are apparently delivering
the
petition at the council today, the regional council or city council. I don't know what those guys are called. And we're voting them out at some point this year. Yeah.
I understand there were like 80 people at this mass demonstration on Saturday. The Mrs. Babalas.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people were joining along the way. So again, I'll wait for them to come past my house and then maybe I'll...
Yeah.
Dan stap ek saam met hulle tot daar by die Shabin, dat draai ek ook af.
Tot by die winkel wanneer ek wil aan bier gaan koop.
But in any case, some people did, I guess, persevere.
It was a bit bigger, it seems like, in the north, or maybe, I don't know.
In the north, it was most, yes. I saw, the one I saw in the north was the pro-Hage.
Oh.
I know there were anti ones as well, but I think the main one was the pro, which is also weird. Like, how are you going to organize a counter demo? Like, I don't understand Namibian politics sometimes. It's just too weird to be here sometimes. But yeah, to call it a success, nah. But we preempted that's probably what's going to happen, and we were
let's give it a score.
When I said that Namibians don't know how to mobilize, you all were mad at me when I said it, but it's a fact. We don't know how to mobilize.
Dion Kloete, geniet jou dag, Maria. By toppies.
Dion, wat soek jy by Maria?
Ja, wie is Dion Kloete? Kom en check your profile picture.
Hy het attend dan nie. So he's
seen Dion Kloete.
Hy speel net volleybal.
Yeah.
Okay, I also play volleyball. I
thought you played tennis.
No. Volleyball.
With your tennis outfit.
No, that was just the chess.
I'm still getting chills from that outfit. Alright, let's get out of here, guys.
I asked Maria to play
Los toch my vrou uit die story uit. Why do you keep bringing my wife into the story, Han?
Yeah, ek weet nie, Maria, wat Maria,
I have to remind you
such
guys.
an unfaithful side
No,
chick.
I have to remind. I think sometimes you guys forget you're married.
Yeah, we don't forget that we are
No, we
married.
don't.
Well, we appreciate stuff. Stuff.
We appreciate staff of staff.
Yeah, both. I mean, Maria was walking in here, guys. Maria was walking in here the other day with a white outfit. You probably saw it, but the skirt, ne, was like
My slay queen.
yeah, Wimbledon, right here. So most of us were just like looking for stuff under the table.
Aye.
And I was sitting next to the doctor that day.
Neville, kom ek vra gou, all right, so there's a comment that came in here last, right? 10 and number saying 2 out of 10. I guess that's the mark he's giving the president for his performance so far. What's the score, Salji?
No. His scoring was to ask how the demonstrations did.
Yes.
Well, but anyway, I'm changing it.
Fra your ear, fra.
Ek vra vir jou,
Fra your
really?
ear, fra.
Out of 10.
The demonstration.
Out of 5
I
then.
give the demonstration 3 out of 10.
Which one? Pro or anti?
No. The
The main
auntie.
one, yeah, the end.
Yeah, the auntie.
Okay.
3 out of 10.
You were very generous.
They did. Yeah, it's actually I'm very generous. Shoo.
Guys, like, I'm so glad I just tune out of everything over the weekends. At least my Mondays are interesting. I'm getting all this new information because, yes, it's one.
As long as Barcelona wins over the weekend, then your weekend is set.
No, Barca winning this weekend was not all that made me happy. Madrid lost. That was
they
what
lost.
made me happiest.
They lost last night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
En City is ook gechak.
Ja, Manchester.
Ja.
Kom maar.
Dis mense wat vroeg aan geslaap het want hy was 'n span het geflop. 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
1
Dion.
out of 10. Yo, you are brutal.
No, it's not me. It's Dion Kluter.
Maria's a crash. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Jenna, you wanted to hear this one? I hope you can still listen to it on 88.2 in Kitmas.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Friday.
The morning